happened?
Marjorie Taylor Greene says her life could be in danger because of the rhetoric.
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. And I've never owed him anything.
These days, the name Marjorie Taylor Greene is giving U.S. President Donald Trump a political headache. From openly criticizing him for hosting Syrian interim president Ahmed al-Sharaa and Saudi Crown Prince MBS, to pressuring the Trump administration to release the Epstein files, the once loyal Trump ally has left no stone unturned in making things difficult for the president and his MAGA base. The Trump MTG saga began when Marjorie Taylor Greene joined Democrats and survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse for a press conference in September 2025. And the latest flare-up comes after Donald Trump unleashed a fresh outburst over her recent interview with CBS News. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene reinforced her criticism of President Donald Trump during a Sunday appearance on CBS's 60 Minutes. The interview comes less than a month after the once loyal Trump supporter announced she would step down from Congress amid an escalating public feud with him. Greene reiterated the hardline positions she has taken against Trump in recent months and suggested that many of her Republican colleagues avoid speaking out because they are terrified of openly opposing him, as she has done. Greene said many Republicans in Congress privately mocked Donald Trump. His voice, his style, even mocked her for backing him. But once he secured the 2024 GOP nomination, they turned around and publicly backed him. She claimed most lawmakers stay silent now because they're terrified of being hit with a harsh post on Trump's platform, Truth Social, if they break ranks. Talking about the death threats she was getting post a public fallout with the U.S. president, Greene said that after Trump called her a traitor, she received a pipe bomb threat at her home and direct threats against her son, and she blamed the president's hostile rhetoric for all those threats. Further criticizing Trump, she argued that Trump abandoned promises to focus on domestic issues, instead passing laws she says favor crypto donors, big industry interests, and foreign policy priorities over America First principles. In a Truth Social post on December 8th, President Trump blasted 60 Minutes for what he called deceptive coverage of the Hunter Biden laptop story, and also erupted over outgoing GOP rep Marjorie Taylor Greene's tense interview with CBS's Leslie Stahl, during which she claimed that the Republicans ridicule him privately. Labeling her a low IQ traitor in the post, the U.S. president demanded a complete and total apology. Trump claimed Greene only turned against him because she was jilted, mocking her as Marjorie Traitor Brown. She sort of reminds me of a rotten apple, and Trump's rant continued. Trump and MTG have been at each other's throats for the past few weeks. Let's revisit one moment when Trump dismissed the death threats MTG was receiving and even said, nobody cares about her.
Taylor Greene says her life could be in danger because of the rhetoric.
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
After Trump's repeated attacks and his branding her a traitor, tensions exploded. MTG fired back at the 45th and 47th U.S. president, challenging his definition of what a traitor really is, and declared, "I owe him nothing."
I woke up this morning and I turned to my weather app to check the temperature, and it was 32 degrees. And my first thought was, hell has froze over. I want to speak goodness and love and hope into the women standing behind me and all of the other survivors whose names you don't even know, but stand with these women. They are survivors, and they are strong, and they are courageous, and they are daughters of God. They are not victims. These women have fought the most horrific fight that no woman should have to fight, and they did it by banding together and never giving up. And that's what we did by fighting so hard against the most powerful people in the world, even the President of the United States, in order to make this vote happen today. I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. And I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition. Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries and themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me. And I want to tell you that this only became possible today because the American people whom we serve as representatives here in Congress demanded that this vote happen, and they put more pressure on every single elected politician in this city than has ever been put on them. And today you are going to see probably a unanimous vote in the House to release the Epstein files, but the real fight will happen after that. While I want to see every single name released so that these women don't have to live in fear and intimidation, which is something I've had a small taste of in just the past few days, just a small taste. They've been living it for years. But the real test will be, will the Department of Justice release the files? Or will it all remain tied up in investigations? Will the CIA release the files? Will a judge in New York release the information? That's information that needs to come out. And will the list of names that these women privately hold, and they hold it because of their fear in their heart of what would happen to them if they release it on their own, will that list of names come out? That's the real test. So I want to thank Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna for your bravery in doing something that is much needed in America, crossing the political aisle that has become bigger than the Grand Canyon in America. But these men crossed that aisle on behalf of these women. And that is more of what is needed today in America than ever in our history.
Do you take the president at his word when he says he's going to sign this bill, and do you have confidence that these files will actually be released?
I only take people's actions seriously, no longer words.
And what do you think the president's actions?
And I'll tell you, because I wasn't a Johnny-come-lately to the MAGA train. I was day one 2015, and there's a big difference in those Americans and those that decided to support President Trump later on. And I'll tell you right now, this has been one of the most destructive things to MAGA, is watching the man that we supported early on, 3 elections, for people that stood hours, slept in their cars to go to rallies, have fought for truth and transparency, and to hold what we consider a corrupt government accountable. Watching this actually turn into a fight has ripped MAGA apart. And the only thing that will speak to the powerful, courageous women behind me is when action is actually taken to release these files, and the American people won't tolerate any other bullshit.